Okay, so once you're in TinkerCad and you've signed up, some design tips are when you go to create um, a new object, be aware of your work plane. So right now my work plane is flat, so I'm laying this box down. Okay, if you look, make sure that your box is never underneath. You see how this number is now -9 millimeters? It means it's 9 millimeters below your work surface. When you print, you don't want this to happen, because if you later set something on top of your work surface, this is going to have a support structure underneath it, and it's really inconvenient. It takes a long time to print. So make sure that you're level with your work surface, and then shrink your height down anywhere between 3 to 5 millimeters for every object that you print. Let's say I want to actually move this cylinder on top of this square. Be sure that you are changing your work surface. Now I can actually move this to the top. So now it's above my square, and I'm going to move it a little bit over. And then when you're finished, you need to change your work surface back. Now I can move this however I want, it doesn't matter. Again, make sure that all of your objects are 3 to 5 millimeters on top of whatever else. So this one is 5, now this one is 8, so that means it's 3 millimeters tall. I found that that is the easiest to print. So if I want to stack something else on top, I can make another work plane, and let's say I put a pyramid on top. This time it's actually going to lay it on top. Now, with what I just did, the gaps that are where this edge hangs over, all of this is going to have a support structure printed in order to get your best quality. So you may want to shrink things down so that they fit where you're not having much overhang, so you don't have to have as many support structures. When you finish, you're going to want to group your objects. If you want to lock the transformation, you can, or if not, you can do that too. When you go to color, if you click multicolor, you can actually see the colors. If you ever want to remove them around, you can just ungroup them and move. And I forgot to look at the height on this, so I'm actually going to shrink this guy down to around 5 millimeters tall, just because I know my printer pretty well, and I know that anything taller than that, it causes the filament to I think it cools too much and it backs up. So that's pretty much it. I hope that this was a little bit useful for you. You can stretch all of these surfaces out however you want. Shrink it down to whatever you want. There's all kinds of like letters, numbers, anything you want to add. So if I want to add letters to that surface now, I can do so. You can also copy and paste so that you can have things that are exactly the same size. So if I want a bunch of letters, I can make sure that they're the same size, which is really convenient, especially if you're making something like DNA where you need the same thing over and over and over again. So I hope this provided some insight into types of designs that work, and height, and kind of how to keep your design where it'll print the easiest for you.